Hey everyone, welcome back to AI Podcast. I'm Brian, and with me today is Kathy, our AI expert.
Hi, everyone.
We're diving into agriculture and technology today with this company called Carbon Robotics.
Okay.
Kathy, I was reading their website earlier, and lasers kept popping up.
Really?
Lasers, what's the deal with that?
It's not science fiction, Brian.
Nope.
Carbon Robotics is using AI and lasers to tackle a massive problem in farming weed control.
Okay, so before we get to the lasers, paint a picture for me.
Sure.
What's so tough about weeds? I mean, I don't farm, but they just look kind of annoying.
Annoying and expensive. Think about it for farmers. Weeds are a constant battle.
Yeah.
They steal nutrients and sunlight from crops, driving down yields.
Right.
Traditional weed control like herbicides can be costly and often bad for the environment.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then there's manual labor, which is time-consuming and getting harder to find.
So Carbon Robotics is like, hold my beer, we've got lasers for that.
Basically, they've developed the LaserWeeder.
Okay.
Imagine this. A robot roams your fields, its AI brain identifying weeds in real time, even telling them apart from your crops.
Oh.
Then, bam! CO2 lasers zap those weeds with pinpoint accuracy, no herbicides needed.
Hold on, lasers firing every few milliseconds? That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
Are we talking massive fields like combined harvester territory?
Yeah, they're primarily in the U.S. and Canada right now, places with large-scale farming.
Okay.
But they're expanding into Europe and Australia, too.
Got it.
And the aha moment here,
Yeah.
this tech isn't just about efficiency.
Okay.
By eliminating herbicides, Carbon Robotics is making organic farming more viable on a larger scale. That's huge!
Wow. Yeah, that's a big deal. All right.
Yeah, it really is a game changer in a lot of ways, Brian.
So I gotta ask, what about a place like India?
Okay.
I've read articles about Indian farmers struggling with labor shortages, rising costs, the whole thing.
Uh-huh.
Could this tech work there?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
India is fascinating because it has such a unique agricultural landscape, diverse crops, smaller farms, and a huge reliance on manual labor. Carbon Robotics' success in the U.S. doesn't automatically translate.
Yeah, I can see that. So what are we talking about here in terms of hurdles they'd face?
Well, cost is a big one.
Okay.
The LaserWeeder is a serious piece of tech.
Yeah.
Not exactly pocket change for farmers, especially smaller operations.
Right.
Imagine trying to convince someone to invest in a laser-wielding robot when they're used to doing things by hand or with oxen.
Right. Yeah, that's going to be a tough sell for sure.
What else?
Training.
Okay.
You can't just drop a laser weeder in a field and expect it to run itself.
You're going to need some tech support out there.
You need people who understand the technology can maintain it, troubleshoot problems.
Mm.
Carbon Robotics would need to invest heavily in training programs tailored to the local context.
That makes sense. So cost, training, anything else?
There's the sheer variety of Indian agriculture.
Okay.
You've got everything from rice paddies to spice plantations to wheat fields.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot. Carbon Robotics would need to adapt its technology to handle different crops, terrains, and farming practices. It's not one size fits all.
It's amazing though, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about lasers and AI potentially revolutionizing farming in a country with such a rich agricultural history.
It really is.
That's the future knocking at our door.
And this brings us to the man behind this whole operation, Paul Mikesell, the founder of Carbon Robotics.
So this Paul Mikesell guy, he's got to be some kind of agricultural whiz, right?
Actually, not at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's a tech veteran.
Okay.
Before Carbon Robotics, he co-founded a data storage company called Isilon Systems.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Data storage to lasers and weeds. That's quite a jump.
Right. And a successful one.
Okay.
Isilon was acquired for over $2 billion.
Wow.
But here's what's fascinating.
Okay.
Paul saw the potential for AI and robotics to shake up a completely different field.
Interesting.
He recognized the challenges in agriculture and thought, we can solve this with technology.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes the best solutions come from people outside the industry. You know, they can see things with fresh eyes.
Absolutely. And it makes you wonder,
What's that?
what's next for Carbon Robotics? Will they crack the code of Indian agriculture? Will we see laser weeding robots on farms around the world? It's a story that's just getting started.
This whole thing feels like something straight out of the future, but it's happening now. Definitely a company to keep an eye on.
For sure. It's a powerful example of how technology can create more sustainable and efficient solutions to real-world problems.
And there you have it, folks. Another AI podcast, deep dive this time into the world of laser weeding robots. Make sure to tune in tomorrow evening. We'll have a brand new episode dropping then.